What's up, guys? This episode is all about creating high-level opportunities inside of your business and your life instead of waiting for them to come to you. And I don't actually think that I've ever directly spoken about how I generate opportunities like clients daily and make my business and my life work for me, because it actually does work for me all the time. And it's funny because my friends and my family are always commenting to me and Lorna on how lucky we are. They're like, oh, well, you have a beautiful home and you get to travel 5 times a year and you're running, multiple 6-figure businesses. And that's amazing. Like, I'm really grateful for all this stuff. And that's really great. But also, too, they're always commenting how we're involved in a lot of other things. Like, we're involved in investments that we have on the go. We have a rental property that we work with. Lorna's doing retreats. I'm writing a book right now. So on the surface, to other people, it looks like we keep getting this overflow of opportunities, that these things just keep falling into our lap. And that's why we have a successful business and a free-flowing life. But it really hit me today when I was talking with a coach why this is, because she said something really interesting about talking about wanting to work with more clients inside of her business. She said something along the lines of like, I'm just looking and waiting for the right opportunities to get more clients. I'm looking and waiting for these people to come to me. And my whole body energetically was like, nope, absolutely not. And here's what I shot back with. Why wait for an opportunity when you can generate one? The reason why opportunities keep appearing in front of me and Lorna, the reason why our businesses keep growing day after day, not month after month, the reason why we keep doing these new things and you're seeing us write books and do retreats and it looks like we're on 15 different things is because I'm the type of person that has never waited for anything. Because waiting is what kills growth in your life. When I was doing hormone coaching and my team and I were working with close to 500 people per year, I wasn't waiting around for these people to message me. I wanted to work with more people. And I wasn't saying to myself, when they're ready, they will reach out. No, what built my business and what built my team was looking for more opportunities to serve. I wanted to work with more people. So first thing I did is I joined a networking group with higher level professionals who were looking for support on their health. And I got more clients from there. Then I was like, well, that's not enough. I want to work with more people. So I reached out to other practitioners at like naturopaths and fitness facilities. And I was like, hey, I'll do seminars for you. So I did speaking engagements. And guess what? Their clients became my clients. But even still, that wasn't enough for me. I wanted to continue to grow. So we started to run ads. We ran ads on Facebook and on Instagram. We had application pages and it attracted the right type of people through the application and we got clients from there. I did everything that I could to find people who were the right fit. And it's because I did all of those things that I had opportunities. I had the opportunity to grow a team. I had the opportunity to help more than 500 people yearly. I had the opportunity to be able to build an online business, and it gave me the opportunity to be able to travel because I started generating a shit ton of income. And I think where coaches and business owners get caught up with this when it comes to creating the opportunities is they get stuck in the think trap. They tell themselves that they don't want to keep pushing as hard, that they want to work with the right people or more serious and high qualified clients. That now they have a base layer of clients bringing in $20K per month that they're like, oh, well, now I can afford to be more selective. I'm going to be more protective with my time. And coaches are in this space where now they have like a ton of success, but they don't want to get burnt out. And I get being overprotective for sure, but you're stuck in the think trap. And the think trap is if I try to create any more results for myself, I'm trying to force this process. And guess what? You don't need to try and keep forcing outcomes in order to generate them. Because guess what? I don't force anything, not inside my life or inside my business. And I get opportunities generated every time. And it's important to understand that it's the way that you are doing it. You're trying to force an outcome versus actually trying to generate an opportunity. And there is a difference between forcing the outcome and generating the opportunity. Forcing an outcome is when you do something out of desperation, out of frustration, or out of tiredness to try and move the needle to something that makes you feel better. You're tired of feeling like you're at 30K months and you're replacing the same amount of clients month after month. And you're like, I just want to keep growing. You're frustrated that you're like, well, I feel like I should be charging $1,500 to $2,000 a month. And I'm frustrated that I still have people at $1,100 to $800 a month that are paying me. Or, I really want to, my last offer sold 200 spots really quickly. And so I want something to sell out just as quickly. And so what happens is when you come from that desperation, the frustration, or the tiredness, in that moment, you are coming from a place of lack. And whatever you create from lack still leaves you feeling that way. This is why there's resistance. And here's some great examples of this. Things like putting an offer out there that you're not really excited to be promoting, but you think it's going to sell out, so you do it anyways. You're doing that because, again, you're trying to force a result, which is these huge upfront sales to make it look like you're growing really fast. Another example, emailing your clients after you see your monthly revenue isn't going, and you're like, you know what, I'm just going to try to sell them something random. And you ask them if they want to re-sign at a lower rate to keep them. Yeah, you're moving from a place of frustration. You're moving from a place of possibly fear. Even something like reaching out to people in your programs multiple times in their journey. If their journey is like 4 months or 5 months, and you've asked them 3 times about, hey, do you know of anyone who might be a good fit, even though they said no the first time? That's forcing an outcome. When we force an outcome, it's because we believe that in this moment, we are not growing, or that we don't have what we need. We don't have what we need to grow. We do not have what we need to scale. We do not have what we need to continue to grow at the same pace that we're growing. That's forcing something. That's trying to make something happen inside of your business. And this is actually what slows growth. People get into the spot where they can sustain 20K months, where they can sustain working with 50 to 75 people, but they're like, well, now I'm capped. What do I do next? How do I continue to grow? So this is different than generating an opportunity. Generating an opportunity, that's what high-level coaches and business owners do. I know that I don't have to wait for a result or growth to appear because I have the power to make it happen. I know that I completely control my own success inside my relationships. I know that I can generate more clients for my business, and I can generate more leads and more money inside of my business effortlessly. I know that I can be healthier, and I can sleep better, and I can eat better for my energy. I hold the power to control how much money I have, and I also control how my mind grows and what I put attention to. All of these things is what contributes to the opportunities for growth. And as examples of this, just this past week, Lorna and I have been looking for a vehicle that's a little bit better for baby Costa, because baby Costa, we're 4 months into this journey of having a child, okay? And my Mustang, let's be real, Mustang's not baby proof, right? So it's been sitting on Facebook Marketplace. It's getting no bites. I'm getting these, tire kickers, like typical Facebook stuff. Would you take the car for free and, a chocolate bar? And I'm like, hell no. Now, I could say, hey, look, I'm frustrated. I want this thing to sell ASAP. I could come from a place of desperation. I could feel like, well, I want to move on the car now and be impatient. And I can also play the waiting game for the right person to sell it to and be like, well, I'm just going to let it sit on the market for 8 months because, the right person will come. But here's my mindset. Let's generate the opportunity. So instead, I decided to head to a dealer after dealer, and I had them compete to give me the best price for the car on the trade-in. I went to one and said, hey, this one's doing 14. This one's doing 16. This one's doing 16.5. I thought outside the box. And by bringing the car to them, I can save the time and energy from selling it myself. I can save that headache to go through that whole process, as well as now I have some leverage to negotiate a sweet ride for us, because now they're getting a trade-in, plus they have the opportunity to sell me a car, which means I'm going to be getting a better deal. Also, about midway through this week, I was overviewing my ads, and I was finding out, our conversion window was way too long. That it was, from leads to kind of getting them into a client was taking like 4 months and 5 months, and it's a lot of ad spend up front. So instead of continuously adjusting the ads, saying to myself, well, that's where the majority of people are coming from. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to hold it off. I'll leave it for another month or two. It's like, no, I saw this as an opportunity. I said to myself, if I can find people who are ready to come to me, then I'm going to then find people that I can go to myself. And so I started doing outreach daily to coaches who I knew that would be a good fit to work with me. They've liked my stuff. They've attended masterclasses. I took the initiative and I started reaching out to them. And guess what? I was able to connect and work with better clients in a shorter time frame, 2 to 3 weeks, than have people converting in 6 months if I spent more time on these ads. Also this week, we've got a rental property, and the rental property's been on the market for 6 months now. We've been working with this guy. The realtor hasn't been able to sell it at the price point that it's been at currently. And his answer was, hey, look, we got to play the wait and see game. In worst case scenario, you're going to have to take an L on the property. You're going to have to lower the price point by a significant amount to move it fast. And I was like, this makes no sense. Energetically, I was like, I know that there was someone out there who is looking for a place. I know it. I know it for an absolute fact. So if their answer was play the wait and see game and have a sale come to us, Lorna and I said, hell no. Why would we wait when we could be using that money to invest in different areas right away? We have tons of opportunities. And this is the best part, guys, about having the capacity and the space to invest is opportunities like other people that you've invested in the past and stuff. They will approach you like, hey, we have this other thing. Like this, it's the best part about having money make more money for you. But that's maybe a totally separate podcast. Okay. For this, it's like, look, we have people and we have areas that we can invest in right away. So guess what? We didn't just drop the price and say, wait and see. We started reaching out to local experts who specialize in selling duplexes and triplexes. And we found a person who's better suited to the job because I know that person has connected to 60 plus investors who would be interested to buy it because they've bought several with that person before. Now, in each of these examples, every single one of them, Lorna and I didn't come from a place of desperation or frustration. We were like, oh no, what are we going to do? Or, oh wow, I'm really frustrated. We came highly inspired and fired up with this. We're test driving vehicles, having a blast, knowing that we're going to find an awesome car and walk away with the steal of a deal for a trade-in at the same time. Now I'm chatting with people LinkedIn and I'm building real value and trust up front, and I'm booking calls and getting clients with people who are excited to chat with me instead of doing ads and it takes 6 months for them to know who I am. And now I'm also excited to reach out and share with them how I can help their brand. And with the rental, I'm fired up to sell our investment quicker and to maximize the amount of money that we're going to get for it because we are in with a professional who is all in, sells a tons of homes that are duplexes and triplexes, and is fired up to chat with their existing investors about it because they think it's a great spot. So with every one of these, yeah, let's be real, there is a risk. Well, you know what? What if the dealers don't buy your car and then you're stuck with it? Sure. What if no one responds from my messages and I stopped my ads for nothing? Sure. What if we do this work, we switch to the professional and the rental still doesn't sell? Big deal. Being in an opportunity mindset is thinking like this, saying to yourself, I am in the driver's seat. Hundreds of people would die to drive and have our Mustang because it's a phenomenal vehicle. Someone will buy it. Dozens of coaches are looking for the opportunity to have a coach reach out to them at the right time and share with them how they can help. And I've already helped so many people this way. There's always going to be someone I can help. And the rental, if it doesn't sell, then what's the other downside? We hold it and we keep making a cool $1,100 per month recurring without having to do any work with it. None of these things are problems. And so when you're looking for growth and you're like, oh, I have a problem because I'm not growing at the speed that I want. I have a problem because I'm not catapulting my growth. None of these things that you're facing are problems. Remember, these are challenges that you asked for. So these problems, you should be looking at them like blessings. Remember, the person 3 years ago, the person you were 3 years ago would have killed to be where you are in this present moment. So what are you complaining about? What are we frustrated on here? You asked for these challenges and you got the challenges to the level of the person that you are in this moment. You have generated all of this opportunity up until this point. So why do you think somehow you don't have what it takes to generate more opportunities in this moment? Why do you feel like you have to force it to make it happen? That for this one thing you're working on inside of your business, that it's something you have to force or work extra hard to make happen. That's not true. The way that we do this, the way that we generate opportunities is to place ourselves in the creator's energy. Actually, before I share this, because maybe you guys don't know, I want to share that there's only like two energies that we can operate from in our lives and in your businesses. Okay. It's the energy of creation, the creator's energy, where we build our lives and generate what we want for ourselves, or we can operate from the energy of consumption. It's either creation or consumption. And consumption is where we keep taking in information, we keep using the resources of energy, we keep taking people's time around us, or we keep asking and begging for things to appear in our life. Now, I'll tell you something, we need both in your life. You're going to have periods of consumption, like you're consuming this YouTube video, you're listening to the podcast. So consuming regular information for knowledge, that's normal. You eat regularly to get energy. That's consumptions. You take the ideas of coaches and mentors to learn what to do in your business. That's consumption. But then you have to balance that with creation, which means finding a way every day to generate and provide value for others. We were meant as beings to be in a state of creation, and you get paid by the level of value that you create. You also live a quality of life for the level of value that you create. That's why we can have and raise kids. It's why we can contribute to the growth of others. It's why we can grow our businesses and work with all of our clients and make a shit ton of money. So my question to you is, what state are you spending more time in? Is it consumption? You're always learning, you're always taking, you're always asking, you're always wanting? Or is it creation? And the easiest way to tell, inside of your business at least, is like this. When was the last time you did a masterclass? When did you go live for free on your social media last? When was the last time you really over-delivered to your clients by giving them another program or module or a bonus training? When was the last time you held a retreat for your people or got your community together to build relationships in person or on another call? When was the last time you created a new program or even updated your current program modules or your services? When was the last time you worked with a coach and invested in yourself? Or even the last time you have done something new and exciting for your audience inside of your business? Look at all of the ways that you can create and do them more. Many of these things are things high-level coaches do 10 times more than other people. And look at what you did in the past. Remember that what got you to where you're at. Remember the amount of value that you posted up front. Remember the amount of reach outs that you might have done. Remember the amount of time that you would go on live, sometimes multiple times a day. Remember the amount of times where you would share your message, where you would give the value away for free. Remember when you would be sending emails multiple times per week and talking with your clients regularly to see how they were doing, making them feel special, making them feel seen, sending them birthday gifts. That's creation energy. That is energy that you can stay in that gives you tons of opportunities to keep growing and building your business and your life. So for those of you who are like, well, Andrew, yeah, I can totally see that. I can see the creation energy, but like, how do I get into this energy? How do I bring myself back into the energy of the creator that I know is inside me? Guess what? This is really simple. Start leading with value. Everything that you build and everything that you are working towards should start with the one question of, how can I give more unconditionally? How can I give more time to my relationships, to my partner, to the people who are important to me, to the clients who pay me, to the potential leads who need my more help? How can I give more of my time to them? Not more of one-on-one time, but it's like putting more videos to put more time out there, putting more podcasts, more episodes where people can spend more time with you. That's the type of time that I'm talking about. How can I give unconditionally more energy? How can I show up at such a high level that when people hear me and listen to me and spend time with me, they get fired up, they get excited, they want to be in my energy? How can I provide more value? Show up with even better quality trainings? How can I give more away for a lesser cost? How can I make sure that the message is so potent that it extends to every person who may or may not be a client? And how can I be more intentional? How can I be more intentional with the actions I do every day? How can I be more intentional with the conversations I'm having with clients, with the conversations I'm having with leads, with the relationships and conversations I'm having with family? How can I give more unconditionally? And when you start to focus your time, your energy, your value with intention, and you're showing up unconditionally from a place of love, you will get an endless stream of opportunities. This is where, if you recall times in your business where you were skyrocketing, creating all these sky shots, and you're taking off inside of your business, it's because you were in this state. You were doing this every day. You were creating more than you were consuming. That's it. That's when you'll start being able to be in the energy of generating your own opportunities. That is when you will start seeing skyrocketing growth and not have this slow growth that you've been seeing that looks like it's barely moving the needle in your business. Now, the key is to stay in that. Every time you feel the shift go away, every time you feel like you're operating from frustration or lack, put yourself and say, hey, how can I show up unconditionally? How can I coach every day on social media? How can I coach every day in the conversations? Stay in that growth, stay in that energy, be a creator. It's being, thinking, planning, and then acting. And speaking of creation, because some of you may not be getting these emails as well from C2C, there's an amazing opportunity that is the perfect opportunity to create. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, and that's to be a guest on the newest season of my podcast. It's the Hormone Helper Podcast. Some of you coaches don't know this. It's a podcast I've been running for 4 years. When I transitioned to this, after receiving dozens of kind of DMs and emails asking when's the next episode dropping? I realized you know what? Even though I've shifted into business coaching, I haven't forgotten where it all started for me. I want to bring this back. I really want to bring this back. And again, this comes back to the growing and giving unconditionally for me. So health, hormones, mindset, and fitness is always going to be a part of what I believe in. It's something I live in by. And being healthy has made me the business owner that I am. It's contributed to the best part of Lorna, my relationships, being a future dad. So the best state and the best opportunity I'm offering to you guys is to be a guest speaker. So here's what's happening. I'm filming the next 20 episodes of the podcast over May and June, so this month and next month, and I'm opening up these spots for amazing coaches and practitioners to share their wisdom. Because you guys have tons of knowledge and you guys want to share this knowledge, but maybe you don't have a stage yet. So it takes time to create a stage, or you can use the stage that I've created over the span of 8 years in business and 4 years operating this podcast. Now, I will say this though, this isn't just another guest interview. Each episode is going to be full value and full gold. It's going to be tailored around your message and your zone of genius. And we're going to make this into a custom branded asset that you can share with your audience. And I'm going to promote it across everything, my channels, my email list, my socials, IG stories, everything. So that way people can start to get more value and change their health. We've got 4K plus podcast subscribers for the Hormone Helper. And it's besides walking away with content to show off for your audience, there's going to be greater visibility to attract more of your clients. What a perfect way to stay in the creator energy or to create more if you haven't done something like a masterclass or given value recently. Now, I will say this though as an important note. This process, it's only application only. So if you want to be featured, there's a couple of things you got to do. And I'm going to drop the link for the application. But basically, you got to tell me why you want to be on the show. That's really important. You got to share with me 1 to 2 episode ideas that's going to benefit the audience of health, hormones, mindset, fitness, whatever. And you've got to obviously be in alignment with the podcast episode. So I'm going to send you over a link so that way you can see what's involved inside of the podcast. You got to be in alignment with the podcast before you just go and hop on a guest. But it's the perfect way for you to be able to be a creator. It's a perfect way for you to be able to give in the space and to get you accustomed to being in the giving energy. I give all the time. And guess what? Just like faith, just like church, not sure if you guys go, I go. The more you give, the more you receive. The more you give to others, the more opportunities you create for others, the more opportunities come to you. That's also the second hidden secret in terms of being able to not only generate wealth, but build a business is the state of giving. Both of these work with this. I encourage you guys 100% to apply. It's going to be growmycoaching.com/hormone helper. And there's going to be 20 spots available. I'll be reviewing applications over the next 2 months, and then we're going to fire right into filming. So let's get your work in front of more people who need it, but also spread some value to the people who might be 1 episode away from changing their freaking life. Stay in the creator energy, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode. Check the video description for the link to hop on the podcast as a guest. Thanks. Bye.